So I went skiing in the French Alps recently, and it was absolutely awesome. I drank all the beer, went on all the runs, and ate way too much cheese. I also took the KanDao Qoocam 8K along for the ride. And I have to say, I've got mixed feelings. Now, if you're not that bothered about all the cool footage in this video, and you just want to skip to the conclusion, then fair enough. I think you're missing out, but I'll leave a link below.
Cheater!
It's worth noting that all my videos are shot in full 360, which means they're best viewed through a VR headset. If you don't have a VR headset, that's not really a problem. They're still good on a phone or a tablet or a computer. But the true power of these cameras is the immersiveness you feel when wearing a VR headset. Okay, let's get to it. So this camera is obviously competing with some of the other big dogs in the industry, like the Insta360 One X, Insta360 One R, and of course the GoPro Max. So why did I choose the KanDao Qoocam 8K over those excellent cameras? Well, the 8K resolution was a big part of it. The truth is 4K just looks terrible with VR goggles on. And 5.7K, whilst much better, still looks a little bit soft, especially for objects in the distance. Check out my Yosemite Park video if you want to see what 5.7K looks like, shot through the Insta360 One X. For an 8K camera, the price is actually very competitive. The other 8K cameras on the market are all mainly for the pros, and they cost £3,000 upwards. The other thing is this camera has a mic jack, which is awesome! I'm going to test a little bit of skiing down a nice gentle blue here in Claret with my lapel mic on. And it's so gorgeous. I mean, look at that view. Being an audio guy, this was a big plus for me, and I was looking forward to getting loads of cool mics plugged into it. The camera also has a 1x1.7-inch sensor and 10 bits of color. Yay! And apparently that's a really, really good thing. Now, I'm by no means a pro, but this camera is aimed at consumers, so I like to think that my newbiness is in fact a form of qualification. So I'm sure you can imagine I was really excited to get it on the slopes and see how it performed. And I have to say the image quality was significantly better than anything I've seen before when you're wearing a VR headset. That's a big win for the KanDao Qoocam 8K. This was my main goal, and I was well chuffed when I saw the footage for the first time in a VR headset. Showing my friends the footage for the first time, you got that wow moment, and they went, "Oh my gosh, Tom, this footage is just brilliant. It's like I'm there." Which is exactly what you want for this stuff. And no, that's not what my friends sound like, but I've only got so many voices that I can actually do.
Shut up!
The color seemed really natural, and the resolution really does have an impact. The stabilization is excellent and rivals anything else I've seen. The extendable stick and tripod you can buy with the camera are actually pretty good and much more stable than the Insta360 equivalents. Unfortunately, this is where the positives run dry. But don't go yet. Despite all the flaws this camera does have, my conclusion may surprise you. So here we go. The bad bits. The color difference between the two sides of the camera seems pretty significant. This may be partly due to the bright conditions, but it's disappointing and takes some of the magic out of re-watching it on the headset. I did find it got a little bit better when I unchecked the color correction option in the Qoocam desktop app when stitching, but the problem just came back when I started fiddling with the colors myself. And about that desktop app, it seems pretty beta to me, and if you're a Mac user, then you have to send an email to KanDao and then they send you the link for the app. They don't have this information clearly on the website, and it took me ages to work it out. Long. I had the camera exposure set to auto, and it seemed to really struggle with overexposure from the snow. This made a lot of my footage totally unusable. Yes, maybe I can change this by going in the settings and getting a bit tech with it, but to be honest, I just wanted to press go and have a bit of a ski and get great footage from it. The audio quality when I had my Rode lapel mic plugged in was pretty good, but I couldn't find a way to adjust the level, so my voice is clipping with anything over a quiet talking volume. Awesome! Not quite enough speed. As an audio guy, this irritates the hell out of me because it would have been so simple for KanDao to fix. I could go in and try and fix some of this in post with something like RX7 by iZotope. But to be honest, it's kind of like polishing a turd, and this is meant to be a consumer product, so I can't see many people wanting to go and do this. The camera is pretty noisy when you're not filming due to the fan inside to keep it cool. I don't really mind this, but the large holes on it mean that when I was skiing around, and obviously I fell over, I got snow in the holes and that scared the shit out of me. Because I thought, that's a 600 quid camera that I may have just broken before I've even really got to use it. Luckily, it seemed fine, but that's something I'm definitely going to be aware of in the future. 8K is great, but unfortunately, it creates huge files which are really difficult to process. Stitching took so
A few moments later.
long, and you'll need a beastly computer or an eGPU to render these videos in anything less than a millennium. And this all adds up to the real cost of this camera. The Qoocam 8K is currently retailing for £559 on the KanDao website and about 600 plus on other sites that I can find. The One X is £430-ish, the One R Twin Edition is £440-ish, and the GoPro Max is anywhere from £412 to £480 depending on where you're looking. So real price variation, but the Qoocam comes in way, way, way higher. So the big question, is it worth that extra cost? Yes, it is. Excellent, wonderful video, so good, wonderful. See you next time, bye. It was a ruse. The truth is, it depends who you are and what you want it for. A lot of the problems with this camera are likely to be fixed by KanDao in the upcoming months with firmware updates. So I think this still could be the best consumer 360 camera of 2020. But only consider buying if you're willing to be a beta tester, because that's what I think it really is at this stage. Now that I've had a bit of time with it, and I've got an eGPU on my mini Mac, I'll be using it absolutely everywhere I can. If you just want an action cam that is minimal fuss, can be edited on a phone or a low-spec computer, and does a great job with minimal problem solving, then go for one of its competitors like the Insta360 One R or the GoPro Max. KanDao Qoocam 8K is straddling the line between consumer and pro in more ways than one. And until they make it easier for the average consumer, I think this camera is going to catch some harsh criticism. So there we go, that's my review of the KanDao Qoocam 8K. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up which I cannot wait to show you. I've just bought a drone. I'm going to attach the Qoocam to a drone soon and do some flying footage with that. If you have any ideas, anything you would like to see, give me a shout in the comments and I'll see if I can do it. But for now, ciao, au revoir, goodbye and cheers.
Straight away.